That's it, Brian?
Yes.
Bet you're looking for something new. Staring up across the room.
What's up, my beautiful lovelies? It's Fabulous Makeup hitting you up again with another makeup tutorial. Today was supposed to be for St. Patrick's Day, but we kind of hit a rough spot. Got a new job and life kind of got a little bit crazy and away from us. So here we be. We're back on track and I am happy to be back doing more makeup tutorial. So we are starting off by priming up the face and illuminating the face. So I started off with the Prepped and Prime by Jamactin and then the Illuminator from NYX for a little extra glow, and then for the extra areas that I know kind of get away from me throughout the day, I put this Angel Veil by NYX Cosmetics. Applied that just in some areas because I applied all over the face. Kind of gives me a little ghostly look and I wasn't down for that today. Mixing foundations, both of them by NARS, and I know they were kind of contradicting because one was luminous and the other one was matte, but I liked the color from the matte and then I liked the coverage from the weightless liquid foundation. So that's kind of the reasons why I mixed those. It wasn't really for the resulting finish on the foundation. Finally caught myself snatching the brows today using the NYX Espresso Gel and also a BH Cosmetics Brow Pomade in Brunette. And I usually do my brows off camera just because it just kind of saves some time and try to get through the tutorial and everything like that. But I decided that it's been a hot minute since y'all had seen me apply these caterpillars. So went ahead and did the gel first, blended it out with my spoolie, and then took the pomade to the last little 3/4 of the brow to the tail. So I am mixing my eye base from NYX with my Becca Cosmetics creamy concealer, and that's going to go as a highlight for my brows, and then also it's going to be my eye base for my eyeshadows today. Normally I don't mix my eye base with my concealer for my brows. Usually I do the concealer by itself, but I just kind of get into that habit so much that I feel like I should just mix them together. It doesn't really affect anything. But I don't know. It's just one of those things where I was like, well, I don't know if it's going to do anything to the brows. It doesn't really make a difference though. So I was really excited about the eyes today. I'm taking the Take Me to Brazil palette, using this lime green as my transition shade, applying that directly into the crease area, building that up so it's really, really, really bright. I was going for as bright as I could with these greens, and thankfully this palette and the greens in this palette blend up really well. And then on top of that, I went with this, I just call it a Gatorade green, I guess lemon lime, I don't know, call it whatever you want, but it's just something to brighten up that transition shade a little bit more, keeping it green and bright as possible. I just love this green though. Now I was trying to be really, really careful about creating some depth with this, so instead of using just black, I mixed in some dark green and a little bit of indigo, and I figured that the indigo was going to keep that green undertone, and then the dark green of course was going to keep it green, and then the black was going to create the depth. The indigo was actually just something I thought of just randomly, because I figured that when it comes to creating something that was darker, I figured I'd see a little bit more blue in the shadows rather than black, because if I use too much black it becomes too much of a smoky eye look, and I wanted to keep it a dark green depth, if you will. Then to clean up the crease area and the eyelid, I'm using the Becca Cosmetics and making sure that's as smooth as possible on the eyelid before setting it. And I use just the Sultry Buttercup. Then for the eyelid area, I'm using this bright carrot orange, and I'm leaving a little bit of space. You can see just a little bit of space between the green and the orange. I'm leaving that blank so that I can put some glitter there. And just packing that on as much as possible. I love that this orange was super bright and it came out super pigmented and not patchy at all. So this first liner is from Palladio. It's a white. It's got a little bit of glitter in it, and it wasn't as pigmented and solid as I wanted it to be, so I used this glitter liner from HIPDOTSHOP.com. I can't pronounce what this brand, or I guess series, is from by HIPDOTSHOP.com, but I can leave a link in the description box below. This is some MAC Cosmetics eyeshadow, and it is metallic. I don't think they sell this anymore. My friend got it for me at Nordstrom for a gift, so I don't know if they sell it anymore, but I'm sure it's probably just renamed something else. But it's gorgeous, and I just thought it was fun. Kept the eyes pretty simple, just did some lashes, no liner today. And then to finish up the rest of the face, I'm using this concealer by Collab, and then it's in the shade Mocha. You can see it's just a really subtle highlight. It's mostly just for extra coverage in those areas of the face. It's nothing too crazy. I've recently started doing some chemical peels for my face to reduce the texture and even out the hyperpigmentation on my face so that I can use less makeup and less layers, which I'm all about because that just means it's less to take off and my skin can breathe a little bit more. So I don't think I have recorded since I've done doing my chemical peels, but I'm definitely going to be doing some updates on that just to get my opinion about it, just talk about if it worked or not. It was my first experience, so I actually have some things to say about it, and I know that some of y'all have been interested to hear my experience about it if you haven't been following me on Snapchat. Baking the face and warming up the face with Palladio Matte Bronzer in Teeny Bikini. I am noticing that my contour is getting shorter and shorter on my face. Usually I take my contour lower towards my jawline and into my chin area, but I've been trying to not teach myself, but restrict myself. Let's just say restrict myself to keep my contour shorter and a little bit tighter, just to keep it I don't know, a little bit more subtle, if you will, a little more natural. But if I want to do something extra, I will. And a little bit of a rare makeup addition. I'm taking some blush. This is the 9B Morphe palette, and mixing these two shades just for a little extra rosy cheek. I apply it in patches and then blend it out with a clean fluffy brush just to soften it. And for the bottom lash line, I actually use the indigo first, because for some reason in my head I just figured that I wanted the indigo to be the undertones for the bottom lash line, because I figured it would be a good way to keep it bright, and it actually worked. So I did the indigo first and then the bright green that I put on top of the first transition shade, and that seemed to do the trick and just built that up. Brush the rest of that face off, girl, yes. And just a little dash of dark lipstick. This is the shade Limbo. It's a dark chocolate matte lipstick. And applied that in more the center of the lips, then took the MAC eyeshadow and put that on the lips for extra metallic shimmer. And then I took some of my 24 karat gold elixir, and that's actually what I use as my lip gloss, and it really made my lips pop. I don't know what it was about it, but I was like, yes ma'am. Looking like a glazed donut with a Swamp Queen palette. I love using this palette when I'm using my matte foundation because I feel like the highlight pops a lot more because it's so bright, and then against the matte face it just isolates the all of that right there. And yes ma'am, yes ham, that is the final look for this pot of gold makeup tutorial. A little seductive too, if you ask me, a little flirty. I feel like you wear this whether it's St. Patrick's Day or if you just want to just rock somebody's world with that. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching, y'all. Much love to each one of you lovelies.